Welcome to a VOD review for this player right here. We have a diamond really close to Master Zen, I do believe. Welcome to a VOD review. There we go. For a little bit of echo, sorry. My bad. It happens sometimes to me. It's because I just did the audio checkings, of course. Okay, anyway, we're all set now. I got my notes here. I went through your VOD and yeah, let's just go over some stuff here. This is the first fight. Let's see. You have the Diva, the Doomfist, Soldier, Zarya, and Mercy in your team. Basically, right here, I would put the orb initially already on either the Diva or the Doomfist. Probably the Doomfist because he's just a little bit more squishy and he doesn't have Matrix, obviously, making him a bit more meaty. You could put it on the Mercy as well, I suppose, if the Mercy flies in a little bit irrationally, but. Yeah, probably on the Doomfist first, because he should go in first, right? Or at least expose himself the most when he goes in. Right, going alright. Could be a little bit more back, maybe. Towards the entrance of the door. Let me see. Oh, I don't have my screen. Hold up. There we go. And paint. Yeah, a little bit more over there in this little door area, maybe, so you can have line of sight a little bit quicker. Especially because they are kind of pushing in on you. Also a little bit slow on the Mercy, orbing the Mercy here. You could have cancelled that reload for a moment because it is Mercy. Like if Mercy dies, your fight is basically over. Okay. So that was just a bit unfortunate afterwards. If you were a little bit further backwards, maybe you had a little bit more corners, right, in that door to try and trick the Tracer into not shooting you. Like dance with that corner and keep line of sighting her. So next fight. Alright, so they're still fighting over here. What I would like you to do a little bit more, I've seen this throughout the VOD. I want you to right click more at these moments where you're closing in on the fight. If you prep a right click right here, there's a chance that one of their flankers is about to arrive somewhere here. You're already looking for them. Maybe a little bit long taking there on going for those. Also over here, I would have liked it if you stayed on near this edge, just so you can line of sight the Tracer a little bit more. Alright, let's just go over that for one more moment again, so maybe I can explain myself a little bit better. Alright, so if you're already charging up right clicks here, right, you have a good chance of when this Tracer appears, well, you shoot it on the Winston. So the Winston bubble would have gotten a lot of damage maybe, and almost broken immediately, really, if you have a good charge there. What also could have happened if you had held it for a little longer, you would have seen this Tracer appear, and you have a good chance of just getting her outright. Also, if you had still shot them, and you were still more near this pillar, you would have been able to poke back around that pillar, maybe hide yourself from Tracer. Maybe she doesn't see you then, but at least it buys you a little bit of time. It makes Tracer use at least one more blink, but it gives you a little bit of time to start charging up another right click to get the Tracer again, right? As soon as you see that Tracer, if you shut your thing, of course first discord her, because that's also gonna like give you the sight, right? If she doesn't have blinks, by chance she'll have to walk there, and you'll see it happen through the wall. And you'll have a good chance of getting that Tracer there. Or at least expand your chances of getting that Tracer right there. And, you know, be more of a larger influence to the fight. Tracer on the left side, so yeah, that just happens. I think you did hit him in the head there. You were left clicking him, so that's nice. I think. Hold up. So the discord on him, yeah. Then you just go straight into left clicks. Yeah, that just happens. I think though, if you did hit him in the head as he charged, I think you would have killed him there. So that's a close one, you know. Okay, let's see what's further up here. Okay, I need to see how quickly you run into this, because a couple of times when the fight is won, Over here, I like that you keep tabs on whatever on the high ground. Also, like, I know that it's solo or duo queue, I do believe. Duo queue, maybe. Don't forget to just make those calls, right? There's somebody on the right. It's great for your team just to know. Your Mercy might be already coming back then as well, in case he does dive on you. It helps out a lot. Also, right here, I saw a little... a small mistake. Okay, real small. I think, well, you did get killed by it, so... this Genji uses his dash. He completely missed you. You're still using the left click, I like that. You hit him in the head, so you could start chasing him a little bit quicker here. Then you charge up a right click, though. And because you charged up a right click, you cannot stand in front of the Genji even though he doesn't have dash or he doesn't have deflect normal. If you had kept using your left click, you could have gone around this corner again and just went on top of that Genji and probably killed him. Instead, you used your right click, and because of that, you had to move immediately line of sighted again so you wouldn't get hit by it. And then you walked into the McCree ult, so that was just yeah. I'm not even sure how likely you would have been to get the Genji, but your aim is pretty okay, and he was really low HP, so I'd say just go for it at that point. Especially because he doesn't have dash, he doesn't have deflects after that, and then, you know, you should be good to go. Nice dodge on that pulse bomb, by the way. I like how you're a little bit more to the right here, still also back from the team, leaving some space in between there for you to work with. Let me just check, just in case I'm not missing anything. I'm at 3. Okay. Yeah, it's going alright. Doing alright there. I think you... I'm not sure who you have orbed right now, but you could maybe look for a little bit quicker on the re-orbing there. Try to weave them in a little bit more as you're shooting. Just try to pre-orb those targets you have in your head. Okay, so here is a point where you decide to go backwards when the fight is won, and I think you're just kind of checking for ult usage or something like that. But yeah, you get a little bit, well, you get too much distance now from you and your team. Maybe if you could see them still over here, it would have been fine, but there is this wall in between you, and now yeah, you could be more up with them over here, definitely. Just, you know, being ready with those right clicks in case they come in, right? Because they're gonna have to come from spawn, and that's a long walk, so that's an opportunity for you to get maybe 1 or maybe 2 really good right shots across the map, and maybe you'll get a pick that way, or maybe you'll slow them down, right? Maybe you'll get somebody really hurt, and then they'll have to wait for the heal up. And also, you were really far away now, even though you had your ult. So another thing, right? You have your ult. You want to get close to your team, so you're ready to pop that thing. Just a little tracer battle here. I like that you do get her. Line is sighting the rest of the team as well. Just keeping her Discord really good predicting here as well. Even though she didn't have the Discord on her anymore, you kind of predicted when she would reappear again. And I think the Tracer kind of misblunked there as well. Maybe unsure of where you were exactly. But yeah, she should have obviously not blunk right on the corner, but further away from the corner. Okay. Right, after a little soon after this, right? It's a small thing. I don't see a lot of people. I haven't kept full eye on the kill feed, but let's see. You get 3 picks, so that's really nice. 3 picks. I'm not sure what else is coming their way. So, do you get more? Do you get more picks? It's just Tracer touching again. Yeah, after this, I would. Nah, it's fine. It's fine actually. That's all good. I was thinking maybe you could move forward a little bit quicker again, just so you can look at the main door, just in case somebody else is trying to run into there, you know. You could maybe deny that, or look to deny that a little bit quicker. But you were checking the other flanks, and they could have come from there as well, so... Maybe it's less likely that they come from there, but... alright. So good far away position. Could be, yeah, meeting that trace, that's good. And again, I'm not hearing any callouts, right? So... we'll go into that later on, actually. Okay, just... I think... I want to see this again. Well, you do have a tracer a little bit, so she's just on top of you. Just calling this out would be good as well, but... you do kind of put yourself into a position, though, while battling the tracer, which is right in the open here. Of course, it would be better if you were a little bit more towards, like, either... Well, if you could get to this pillar, that would be nice, just so you can rotate around it more. And you know, as Tracer is trying to get you, you charge up a right click and you go around, you shoot it, go around the corner again and keep rotating while charging up another right click. And you kind of expand your chances of getting these traces by making it really difficult for them to shoot you while you, in that period, charge up more a more valuable shot. Instead of just trying to get these left click battles. You are AD strafing properly against her though, so that's... As soon as you did get into that battle with her. And here again, you are typing, but yeah, definitely look to follow up with your team after taking a fight like this. A good position would definitely be over here at the main door. It's easy to kind of shoot through there. Don't go too far, maybe even a little bit further backwards over there. Don't go too far for sure, just go back, but just because your team is over here, you know, you can definitely take this position and just shoot prep right clicks and keep shooting them as they come in from spawn again. Let's see, how far are we in? Okay, 12. A little bit slow on that McCree heal, I feel like. Yeah, you could definitely weave in here. Well, it's on Mercy, I suppose, and she still dies. So, but yeah. I guess I'm not sure how much you could have done for your team, just because like the Tracer's on the left here now as well. But this entire fight, you don't give a lot of value, right? Just because you didn't follow up on them and you weren't in position as the fight starts, and now you're just kind of. You're getting really small damage on the left clicking the tanks. So it's not really valuable right now what you're doing. And again, if you were at the front door getting those right clicks, with a right click you might be able to get a full pick, right? Or good enough damage on the tank to make him stop him in his tracks and actually, you know, hamper the offense. But with a Mercy there, it's like just left clicking. It's in situations like those, it's really difficult to really get value for your shots, because Mercy heals it all up. A little bit aggressive there as well. I guess the point was still on. Let's see that again. Hold up. So you put it. I would stay around. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I would stay around here. I wouldn't go any further than this. Definitely now start shooting the McCree. That's on your right over there. That okay. Well, yeah. So a little bit of targeting there, but even actually I would just back up. I would start backing up. Because you're not gonna do a lot of good there anymore when there's 3 of them just running towards you. And Winston is in assault, so he's gonna get you if you just stay there anyway. Alright, so your team is contesting here for some reason. You don't have the points, so I'm not sure why they go for this suboptimal attack, but Maybe they make it work. Let's see. Well, the Trace is making work. Really good shot on the Mercy there. You see, you were charging the right click here, where you were incapable of doing the left clicks because of the default. And now I'm not sure how much health that Mercy still had, but yeah, that if you know, you could one left click might have not have killed her, but a right click has more potential to kill her. Because I think, yeah, the first orb might have even missed her, and then that second orb hits her in the face. So just left clicking in those situations, that's fine. Because the fight opens up for you to go onto the point, you can just now full on damage with those left clicks. That's perfectly valid. Okay, I like this position over here. Watch out for the McCree. Okay, so now your McCree and Tracer are dead. I do believe I checked this before, and I saw you checking the tab menu. I saw that your Mercy didn't have ult yet. That's something you can look for as well, right? Does my Mercy have ult yet? Yes or no? Then you could potentially use your ult to help out Mercy in case of she wanting to rest somewhere. This is one of those situations. Unfortunately, you guys didn't have much of communications at all with the team, and the Mercy doesn't call it out. But she's going on the left over here for a res. And had she called it out, maybe you could have supported her with your trends over there at that time. But unfortunately, this happens. Also, well, it's just because the Mercy died right now, right? That you can't use trends now. But if Mercy hadn't died, I don't know. I think it still would have been valid, but... Let me see again, because I think, yeah, they don't have a real hero that has an ultimate, which you need to counter with your ultimate, right? They have the McCree, Tracer, D.Va, Winston. None of those have something like a Graviton, which you would have to get into, or a Blade, or Soldiers, Visors, stuff like that. Those are great things to use your transfer. Even the Reinhardt Shatter, a lot of those things. But none of these really stand out as things you can counter with your trend, so you can be a little bit more liberal with it in those situations, and that's why I felt like you could have used it a little bit more liberal there. All right, let's see what happens next. So this is 8 minutes in. I'm still watching the right thing. Yeah. Okay. I do believe I want to mention again the right clicking. So if you start prepping a right click, maybe a little bit sooner than this, like around here, I think you would do pretty good. You would have a good chance. Like you had a good opportunity maybe to release it to the Tracer. You could have kept it in there. A small burst again, right? Somebody's poking, but. Okay, and here I want you to keep looking for those right clicks for a little bit longer here, up until your tanks go a little bit more ham or you get a pick. Just so when this, I like the ult by the way you're gonna do here, but just in case like that Winston just jumping you, if you already have a right click ready to shoot him in the face with, that Winston jump isn't gonna do much because you're gonna hit a lot of those orbs because he is in that close proximity while you have your charge. Anyway. You saved the D.Va here, a very good tranquility. Transcendence. So yeah, unfortunately the monkey just keeps on diving you though. Switching to Lucio, I didn't have much to say about your Lucio. It was pretty good. Nothing too worrisome there, especially because you kind of, it's kind of this weird brawl already. Maybe a little bit slow on the healing there, a little bit long on the speed. Yeah. See that? I believe that's all the Lucio will see anyway. And now, actually, you do move up with your team as the Lucio. That's, yeah. Maybe you could have been line of sighting a little bit more though. But that's alright. You know, line of sight, then shoot for the 3 shots, then line of sight again. So D.Va eating that bomb really good. I think over here, let me look at that one more time. The Mercy's on top of you. The bomb was eaten, so I feel like you should have just emptied up with heal right here on the point, just because that bomb did get eaten, but you still retreat, so maybe you didn't see that in time. Then now you see it and you adjust. So yeah, and then they have Valk after your Mercy dies, unfortunately. That's... Actually, could you done something to save that Mercy? What could you have done better? You just used emptied up. Yeah, you kinda had to for that. Yeah. And then she dies there. So she really... There she is. She's already low by Tracer then. So yeah, that was just really difficult for you. Oh well. Okay, so I don't feel like you could have done a whole lot more there. Of course, you can always work on accuracy. That's always the thing. And I'm not gonna point that out all the time. That's just logical, right? Let me see that again, actually, that Mercy. Being zoned out a little bit. I feel like you over here you could try to get a little bit more wall jumping going on, just to get that height. Lucia is such a weird hitbox when he's wall jumping and diving around, so. Just so you also get that height a little bit more. Making it more difficult for you to be shot. But yeah, let's see what happens again. Because I do believe you lose it afterwards. All right, let me see what's up next. Okay, so again, like you, I want you to be prepping these right clicks over here. Just so you open up right with the right click. Let me actually look up the right exact time I would want you to. So probably now, yeah. If you hold that one, I feel like that could be okay. Maybe a bit later, maybe like half a second later. Also a little bit slow again on the harmony on the Mercy. As soon as you see something nearer, you try to throw that or harmony on her. Over here, I don't know if you'll... Well, that's fine actually. I think you could have connected there with the D.Va as well, because just your D.Va was fighting their D.Va, but it's fine, it's fine. You already were steamrolling there, so... Well, yeah. Because it's just because you probably needed like 1 or 2 orbs on that D.Va to demech her sooner, and then open up your D.Va for other stuff, but you did get some pure damage on the Mercy as well, so that somebody else could pick her off easily afterwards. And it was at a point where you already had an initial pick, which is why it's less bad to do. So this EMP, that's right. And over here, right, you can let me read actually what I wrote down. Definitely call out for the Mercy to jump to you. I'm not sure she's aware that you're in this door opening right now, and if you call it out, maybe you can save her that way. Yeah, okay, so right after this, the Tracer's gonna jump you, and it's gonna get really messy really quickly. But basically this, I feel like, yeah, if you call out for the Mercy, maybe if you stayed here a little bit longer, but it's dangerous with the Tracer, of course. But yeah, Mercy, like, you can see her, you're saving her kind of with your Harmony, but then as soon as you move beyond this point, she can no longer fly to you, and I do believe that, yeah, there she goes, you see? If you'd still been just a little bit more towards this opening, Mercy still could have flown towards you, probably, and maybe you would have saved her that way. That being said, that Mercy should have flown back a lot sooner, though. To be fair, I'm not sure how hard she got EMP'd. Yeah, that's all. Because now she does get chased down, I do believe. Yeah, like, it takes them the longest time. Also, again, here, this translocator. I don't mind the orb being put on the Genji, by the way, because you do it at the exact time the Harmony orb returns, so... when you see this translocator, immediately start charging up a right click. Immediately. Don't go for the Discord first, just immediately go for the right click, because you can kill her outright with a right click. And now you get punished because you didn't get that initial damage on her and then opened up the fight with the Discord and just left clicking. That's a lot of the dueling for Zen, right? You need to get that initial burst damage, and then you can finish them off with left clicks. Otherwise, it's very hard for Zen to win those 1v1s. And you can get those bursts, obviously, by prepping the right clicks before the fight really happens, or because you see like a translocator being thrown towards you or something like that. Some kind of indicator that some character is going to appear shortly. Or either a Reaper in Wraith, I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, immediately charge up that right click. And in other times, you get that opportunity to shoot the right click by just having distance between you and your enemies. By, yeah, just being behind your team. And I don't think you have too much trouble with that. I don't see you moving beyond your tanks too much, but maybe... going a bit ham on that. Over here, would like you to hug this wall behind you a little bit more. Or go back into that tunnel. Just because yeah, Winston... It's a Winston. He can do that. And I think you could have survived if you really hugged that wall and didn't let go of it. Or backed up quicker as soon as you saw Winston jump towards there. Okay, this Diva Bomb, let me see. What was the next thing I want to look out for? Oh yeah. I think your Mercy's gonna go for a res here, and I want you to be a little bit more aware of that and try to orb her a little bit quicker when she does that. Luckily, it was only the monkey that jumped her, but if it was the monkey and the Diva, she still could have died. Also there, could you have... I'm not sure. Let me see. What was their setup right now? Oh, there we go. It's still this. Okay. So, well, Trance is now pretty much usable as well. The EMP, you're not gonna match the EMPs with Trances anyway. Maybe you can wait for an EMP, but the EMP is probably gonna hit you anyway, and then you won't be able to use the Trance, right? You're the prime target for the EMP. So yeah, I wouldn't wait for Trance or with Trance to counter the EMP, because most likely it's not gonna work out for you. Unless if you hear the Sombra before she teleports in and then you use it immediately then. But then it's still like a guessing game, right? So you can be a little bit liberal with using it. That being said, when you should you have used it here? So their Mercy's dead, your Mercy's dead, your Trace is dead, your Soldier's still... Well, he's coming from spawn now. I think... Is it really only their Mercy dead? Okay, so I probably wouldn't even... I would have called for backing up with your team right now. And not try to go for this engagement. Just back up, wait for the rest of your team. Wait for the Mercy. At least. And then... okay, Mercy's here. Maybe Monkey. Well, you do get the rest on the Genji. Well, you're waiting up, that's fine. And then... Yeah, I guess you can go for it now. So you get the McCree, so definitely you have a good chance of going for it. I would use this trance here. Yeah, definitely, for sure. For sure. I didn't pay full attention, especially now. You're low HP. The fight is just opened up. You got a good pick. And you cannot afford to lose this momentum. There's nothing you really have to counter either, so... I don't think your Mercy has ult. I'm not sure. Maybe she does. But she gets killed as well. Anyway, if you had used that trance there, maybe you would have... well, you would have saved the Mercy. Maybe the Soldier. I'm not sure. If you were a little bit quicker with that. And maybe something would have happened with this push here. Because the Mercy was still a little bit further away from them. And kind of out of the battle when it started. Okay, so one more thing. We're almost at the end right here. Almost done. Okay, so yeah, right here you can hear the Q. I think it's that. Hold up. Yeah, that's her. You can hear. It's unfortunate that it's at the same time as Winston landing, but you can hear a small footsteps on the other side behind you, and then well, yeah, you could have just used, well, 85%. Yeah, you probably should have used the Transcendency, because EMP was a long time ago. Yeah, so when you're fighting a Sombra, this is kind of difficult as scan, of course. When you're fighting the Sombra like this, you gotta be paying attention to when she's appearing somewhere, decloaking nearby to you, and especially when it's very possible she has an ult, and even more so when it's likely to be the final push you guys are gonna have. So I wouldn't mind it if you use the Transcendence as soon as you heard a decloak behind you. And then what happens here, this is also kind of unfortunate. Instead of going left with your camera movement, you go right with your camera movement, and you lose track of the Mercy and the Tracer, so you can't AWP them as quickly as you could have. And then with only 8 seconds left, right, on the clock, you guys decide to go for the door that's further away right now. That's all the way over here, to go through there. Yeah, if I would, well, I would recommend you to do, what I would recommend you to do is, well, turning the other way over here. Just put the healing orb on the Mercy and the Discord on the Tracer. You have a D.Va there, so she should, right? The D.Va should, at this level especially, should be able to keep the Mercy alive with the Matrix against the Tracer, especially because the fight hasn't started for that long yet. So she should still have Matrix left. Then you guys get, well, you work your way over here while battling the Tracer, hopefully killing her, but you work over here. Then you start moving towards the point, and at the very last moment that you can, use the trance. So when either the D.Va gets really low, you get really low, or when the D.Va doesn't go in and it's 97%. So yeah, instead you use it at 94%. So you already wasted half your trends before you're even in the fight. Just losing some potential, you know, very, very valuable time you can buy there. Because now, well, yeah, you didn't heal any damage with your trends, obviously, but yeah, you just kind of used it as a short burst of speed to be capable of running around the terrain instead of just moving along the terrain that was already there available to you. Yeah, so, okay. I hope it wasn't too much of an earful. Anyway, yeah, we're trying to improve, so we got to be critical, right? We got to be very critical sometimes. Anyway, depending on the league. But yeah, all right. So the general advice I would give you overall to end it with is wait for your clip to empty out until you reload. I've seen you do this a couple of times where you would start reloading mid fights when you'd still have a good amount of orbs in your pouch, and it's generally a good idea to keep using those. Definitely call out more. Calling out is enormously undervalued in solo and duo queues. It's a really critical thing that can help you boost up enormously in the ranks. And if you just call out your discords, call out when you're being flanked, call out their positioning, where they're moving towards. If you're backed up, you can see what your enemy or your allies cannot see, right? So if you give them this insight, it will help your team win fights. Because your teammate's gonna do better, which will eventually, make you do better as well. Yeah, try to use the terrain a little bit more, be around those corners a little bit more, and then try to get those right clicks around the corners as you're getting the tracer closer to you or any other flanker. Yeah, keep tabs on your kill feeds where your team is as well. The ultimates, mostly Mercy. In situations like these, which ones can I counter? Can I use it liberally, or do I have to be very conservative? Do I need to watch out for Sombra? Do I, take those things into account? And yeah, I think you should be able to get into Masters pretty quickly. Honestly, I don't see too much wrong. So overall, I like to nitpick things, but yeah. All right, and when the fight is won, just don't be afraid to push up a little bit more with your team. Don't push too far, right? Don't push beyond them. Just make sure you're still behind them, but you can see them, and you can kind of see the entrances your enemies are going to use before they come towards you. Okay, well, this was my first review for today. Anyway, I hope it was a good one, guys. I hope it helped out a little bit, and yeah. Bem Nitro, have a good one. I just read your name here. I know I could have done that quicker. Anyway, yeah, have a good one, and see you next time. Bye-bye.